What's up, everybody? Welcome to the RECOOP. I'm your host, Cooper Daniels, and today is Wednesday. May 14th, folks. How the hell are you doing? What's going on? Everybody feeling okay on this lovely Wednesday? Still struggling with the jaw, but what are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Well, hello. What's up, Vince? Nice to see you in the building. How's it going? Yeah, folks, I don't know. There's not much going on. I mean, is there a lot going on? Consensus just started. Oh, my jaw, dude. Ow. Maybe I should have taken today off. We got Consensus. eToro's going public at like $52 a share. I remember when that was a SPAC and that fell through. I haven't looked at prices at all, to be honest. I mean, there's a ton of people buying Bitcoin. Have you noticed? A lot of companies popping up, which their sole purpose is to raise money to buy Bitcoin. Governments throughout the world are buying Bitcoin. I mean, did we just experience a double top and that was it? Or are we about to explode much higher? What do you guys think? Anybody think anything about that? Not sure. But yeah, I mean, yesterday I read Stacey Warden. She is the CEO of the Algorand Foundation. She used to work, I don't know exactly what her position was, but she worked at she was an executive at the Milken Institute for, I think, 8 years or something like that. So she's been heavily involved. She's a former, executive at JP Morgan. I think on her LinkedIn, she worked at the U.S. Treasury for a second. And, but a lot of her work and her most recent work is at the Milken Institute, which I think by most accounts you would consider a, like a left-leaning at the very least, center-left organization. And she wrote a pretty good article breaking down, it's almost like why can't the left get this? And let me help you understand why blockchain, while yes, there's a bunch of fraudsters, and yes, there has been scams. Look at all of these different things that actually align with your left-leaning values. So she seems to be attempting to onboard the left, and probably a lot of the people that read the Milken Review are certainly in that political camp. And that got me thinking, because if you're somebody that's been in the Algorand community for a long time and have believed in Algorand for a long time, you may be feeling a touch frustrated. Why can't Algorand get on the big stage, get in the big meetings, get in the big room? And you might see things like Ripple meeting with, I don't know, the government of the UAE, or Ondo doing all the tokenization, or whatever it is you see that think, well, why the hell isn't Algorand doing that? Like, why aren't they in the conversation? I don't necessarily have an answer to that. I do believe that Silvio was a very good ambassador for that type of more serious, big, high-level stuff, like FIFA, Bank of Italy, whatever. I think that he probably helped draw a lot of that. And certainly in Italy, Silvio is a highly respected individual. In computer science in general, he is, of course. But he has gone silent. And I'm sure you've heard me talk about this before, but obvious, like, the Milken Institute, Stacey, and a lot of her positions, the partnership with the Clinton Foundation, a lot of this stuff is sort of lefty-ish. And the vice president of the Algorand Foundation is a long time, been in lots of administrations. I think Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, he was part of a large crew of, I think, Indian Americans to be brought into the government by Barack Obama alongside Ro Khanna, who is actually one of the more sane left congressmen. And he's clearly connected, and his name is Anil Kakani. He's heading up the India ventures for Algorand Foundation, and is also the vice president, like I said. And he's worked alongside Gary Gensler in the Treasury Department, yada yada. I mean, it seems to me that Stacey is passionate about onboarding the normal person, maybe the left-leaning person. They've got a guy that clearly has an impressive Rolodex. So, I mean, lean in. Become old lefty chain. What do you guys think? You guys want to be part of lefty chain? Oh, man. Could work. A friend online said that she should go on the Gavin Newsom podcast, and she legit actually should. California hasn't shown complete disregard for the industry. You would think with the exodus of Hollywood and Silicon Valley kind of falling apart, you would think that maybe they would like to bring some of this to California. I think that, like, if I remember correctly, and I don't know if this is still going, but like registration or something, DMV registration was done on the Tezos blockchain in California. So, I mean, maybe, he obviously has presidential aspirations. Getting on that podcast, talking to him about how Algorand specifically can help, what specifically the problems are, maybe in California, that Algorand, the blockchain, can help solve. I know a lot of you don't want to hear this shit, but I'm just saying, at this point, get to the table somewhere. You know what I mean? Be in the important room somewhere. And that's that. What's up, Jack Snow? Nice to see you. Grab a couple of coops and ride the waves, baby. Crypto is getting real bullish. Also, rumor is the foundation is going to put structure selling on hold. Oh, shoot. So we're getting real bullish vibes on crypto, and that is actually great news for Algorand, the Algorand community is what I was going to say. Is that maybe the foundation is going to stop selling into all these rips and let some price discovery occur. I think that would be good. All right, well, let's go look at prices. I actually haven't looked at prices today at all. I've checked some mainstream media, but I've been doing other things. I've been cleaning up and everything. Let me go. Let's go. Let me share my screen. We'll go to CNBC. Okay, let's make sure we got this. Put me in there. I thought maybe my jaw was better, but I just started talking and the shit hurt. All right. So what do we got? We got the Dow down 0.25%. It's pretty sideways. The NASDAQ is up. Oof. 10 years over 4.5%. I don't think that's what they want. Oil slightly down. Gold down. Gold sub 3,200. Silver 32.5. So yeah, commodities across the board are down, including oil. We'll check out crypto on another site. There they are. HBO Max is coming back. Warner Brothers Discovery is renaming its streaming service again. So they went from HBO Max to Max, back to HBO Max. Well done. I do enjoy HBO Max. That is one of the streaming services that I pay for that doesn't upset me. House Republicans advance Trump's tax bill, but SALT deduction still in your mom's driveway. Boeing strikes largest ever 787 jet deal with Qatar Airways. Is it Qatar or Qatar? Okay, what? What did they do? Boeing and GE Aerospace secured a $96 billion agreement to sell Qatar Airways up to 210 aircraft. Is that why they're gifting the presidential palace airplane? What show is this? What is this? Okay. eToro. So I guess that went in public today. Why would that be pumping? Does anybody use eToro? All I remember about eToro was they were kind of early on the whole copy trading thing. I like you too much. Trump and Saudi prince bask in their friendship. I mean, it's better than fighting with them. You know what I'm saying? Waymo recalls 1,200 self-driving vehicles after minor collisions. I mean, they're actually pretty aggressive drivers, the Waymo. There's a ton of Waymo where I live, and they're a little aggressive, which they have to be. I mean, if you're going to have these things driving around Los Angeles, you got to kind of teach those things the unwritten rules of driving around in Los Angeles. Because there are certainly unwritten rules about driving around Los Angeles. Left turns, you know, unprotected lefts happen during red lights. That's for damn sure. Do you guys know? I was reading an article, and I'd realized this a few months back, that if you are in a state that is allowed to charge more for gas, if you use a credit card, that if you use the debit card option when you pay instead of the credit option, you should still get the cash price. Most places. Not all places do that. But most places, I can get the cash price by using my debit card. Student loan borrowers in default could see 15% of their Social Security benefits garnished. Damn. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded to those bum-ass students. Yeah, semiconductors got excited. What is... Okay, I want to see what this eToro thing is. What's the ticker? It's not on the most active. Let's just look real quick. eToro stock. It soars. So the IPO season's back. eToro stock price. Oh, damn it. It's not clicking. I know you guys can't see this because we're not going to stay here very long. Okay, why don't you just easily give me the price? There we go. Damn. I think it debuted at 52 and it is up to 67. They must be popular in Europe. And I think they're an Israeli company. All right. And then I'm also curious about how's Palantir doing? 130. Jesus. That's an expensive stock, but it's an expensive stock that I own, so I don't mind. All right. Cool. Let's go look. Oh, come on, dude. Going through my recycling, making a noise. Oh yeah. We ripping, folks. Look at that. Damn. ETH is almost 2,700. VanEck and Securitize launch tokenized U.S. Treasury fund across 4 blockchains. Let me guess. Securitize formerly had a close relationship with Algorand. But let me guess. guys want to see me in real time be disappointed? Van Eck and Securitize, they say they have partnered to launch a tokenized fund for investors who want access to U.S. Treasuries. While leveraging Securitize's integrated services, the V-Bill fund is initially available on Avalanche, BNB Chain, Ethereum, and Solana. Need to throw $100,000 at it to do it on Avalanche, BNB, and Solana, and $1 cool million. So they all know that too many pores on the Algorand. All right, well, that's too bad. JP Morgan, Chainlink, and Ondo Finance test cross-chain settlement of tokenized treasury fund. JP Morgan's blockchain unit Connexus, Chainlink, and Ondo Finance teamed up to test cross-chain settlement of a tokenized U.S. Treasuries fund. The trial shows how traditional finance and decentralized finance are starting to converge. JP Morgan, so Link is actually down. Looked like everything was green, but maybe that's just the way they framed it up here. It's pretty green to me. The transaction took place on the test network of Ondo Chain, a new blockchain built by Ondo Finance for tokenizing real-world assets, and used a method called delivery versus payment. Chainlink provided the infrastructure. Sergey Nazarov, the co-founder of Chainlink, said the test transaction reflects growing interest from institutions in engaging with public blockchain ecosystems in ways that meet security and compliance standards. It is becoming increasingly clear to the world's institutions that they have a large addressable market in the public chain community and that they need a reliable set of technical standards and cross-chain connection capabilities to successfully transact in this new world. Ethereum Foundation launches a $1 trillion security initiative to upgrade blockchain resilience. Department of Justice indicts alleged Sonola cartel. Aren't they from the Devon story? All right. Well, there you go. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go real quick to Blockworks, I suppose. See what's over there. CFTC Summer Mersinger will take the helm of the Blockchain Association. So this is going, folks. So I hope your bags are packed and you're not too maxy about it. All right. Let's look at prices and then we'll check out some of those other charts that we like to look at. Oh, really? So all those prices were freaking boats. What's going on? So the market is down. So we got, that's weird because we were just looking at, okay. All right. So yeah, so ETH is actually down 1%. Who's calling me? Oh, it's my dentist. So I can fucking yell at him for breaking my goddamn jaw. Jesus. Ugh. All right. So Bitcoin down a little bit in the last 24 hours, still over 103,000. ETH sitting under 2,600. Still up 44% in the last week. Solana at a cool 175. SWI fell below 4. Polkadot just hanging out at $5. Actually down a little bit. So this is bouncing, but it's still bouncing, but up. Algorand is back top 50, just barely sub 24 cents. Stacks on Stacks is number 60 at around 95. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold is up. Bitcoin is up, but we saw that gold was down pretty strong. Not strong, but it was, So we're still at 32 and a half ounces of gold to a Bitcoin. Dollar is showing strength from, I guess, down here. When was this? Earlier today. So the dollar is getting a little stronger. Monco continues to pump over here in the Algorand standard asset space. Meat, Ballsack, all the Algorand memes. We're back, baby. At 1.4 million, Monco. Coopity Coop, sitting just under 2 cents. Alpha Arcade sitting right there at 5 or half a cent. Oh man, the Warriors. I don't know. They're a huge underdog tonight. Alpha Arcade, friends of the show. Got the Thunder at 52%. Mamma mia. I don't know. I think that's a little aggressive. But okay. You're not going to be able to buy this because there's going to be no buyer. I mean, who the heck thinks that the Celtics have a 50% chance at beating the Knicks at this point after they lost Tatum? Really counting out Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon with this 90% thing. They're giving a 100% chance here. I mean, the Warriors need to win tonight, obviously, because they are eliminated if they don't. But if they do win tonight, it's a huge momentum shift because then I don't think they play until Sunday. So today's Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. You may actually get Steph Curry back. Now it is hard. Steph does a lot of running in the game. He's pretty intense. Game 5, will the Knicks beat the Celtics? Will the Warriors beat the Timberwolves? Wow, a 19% chance, yes. I mean, I might just, fucking burn some more money. So new one, which NBA players will be traded before the start of the season? That's always fun. I'm excited for football season in Alpha Arcade. Guys, if you're in the Algorand community, you should be supporting Alpha Arcade, in my humble opinion. It's a good app. All right, what you guys got? Anything? Let's get you out of here. My jaw's killing me, so I might not last long here. But let's check out the chat. All right, let's go. Crypto is getting real bullish. Also, rumor is the foundation is going to put a structured selling on hold. Like that. Left chain. The Three Ladies HBO ad. That's from White Lotus last season. That's right. I need to see that. I actually enjoy White Lotus. I really liked, somebody said I looked like him when I had a mustache. But I really enjoyed, and some people were saying that they hated him in it. And I was like, what? What are you fucking talking about? I don't know the actor's name, but in the first season, the maitre d' or whatever, the concierge. I fucking thought that was such a fun performance. Holy shit. And then when he had the meltdown, he was so good. It was so creepy. It was so good. That guy was so good, in my opinion. Coop, you going to buy gas with your Para card when it launches? No, because it's going to cost me more money. Unless it's, I guess, because it's a cash card. Maybe I can get the cash price. Buy some groceries, though, Jack Snow. Why does your jaw hurt, Coop? Rough night at the glory hole? Yeah, I still don't have like the jaw relaxation that I need. I got a root canal 8 days ago, and bro was super aggressive with my jaw. The tooth nothing hurts inside. It's my fucking jaw is killing me, dude. Fucker. I bet, but I'm not a huge. So Aiden asked me, Coop, do you ever place bets on Alpha Arcade, or do you just check it to see odds for stuff? No, I place bets. I mean, look, I'm no big gambler. I'm just not. I never have been. I just don't play a lot of. I when I go to Vegas, I'm more about the food and the show, and a little blackjack, but that's about it. Maybe I'll play more mahjong or whatever. I read recently that's got like the best odds in the house, but yeah, I'm betting for sure. 5, 10, 15, $20 bets. I'm down overall, but I've gone on a pretty good run. I lost some money the other day on the Warriors. If the Warriors lose tonight, I'll lose some money on them winning the championship. So I'm a bit of a homer. I'm not the smartest bettor in the world, but I'm certainly using it. I own the token. I'm adding, I'm getting some of those payouts. Yeah, use it. It needs more liquidity. Yeah, it seems like people are more into buying the token rather than maybe placing the bets. You don't have to make huge bets. You know what I mean? We need more AlgoFam actually using Alpha Arcade. In addition to buying the token, which it seems we're already doing in droves, more actual usage on the platform is what we're lacking right now. Yeah, no, I'm actually using it, Aiden, and I think you're right. Because we need, when we get people to come over and to play on it, there to be more liquidity so they can just market buy a bet that is decent with the odds. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a major problem for right now because of the liquidity. It puts an onus and like a bit of a sophistication on the user to be able to set up limit orders on there. And I think if we can eliminate that and there's enough liquidity and people can market buy more, I think that's going to be good for the platform. But I do like the platform. I am actually using it. I may at 19%, I may actually bet on the Warriors. I mean, their backs are completely against the wall. It'll be at least it'll be, if I lose tonight on the Warriors, it'll be the last time I have to lose money on the Golden State Warriors this season. Got my Warriors hat on. I love this hat. Like it just reminds me of being on a boat when I was a kid, and this is like the kind of hat that the adults would wear. All right, folks, look, I'm going to call my dentist back and see him tell me that it's normal, and me be like, okay, thanks. All right, folks. Hey, look, thanks for showing up. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to keep on cracking. We're going to keep on going. I can't wait for this not to hurt. I mean, you realize, as you get older, you start to, it's not even about getting older. You can have a root canal at any point, but still, it's just like, you take for granted. Like, I use my mouth a lot. I talk a lot. And that being painful really sucks for me. So I got to do something. Got to do something about this job, bro. All right, guys. And market buys are the only ones that generate fees on Alpha Arcade. So yes, we definitely need more market orders happening. Exactly. I actually didn't know that. Yeah. More market orders. So that means we need more liquidity. So let's go. Let's go, Algo fam. Let's do it. The grassroots is where it's at when it comes to Algorand. You're talking about Alpha Arcade. You're talking about Myth Finance. And you're talking about these old school players that have been here forever. Things like Tiny Man, Parawallet, Folks Finance. You have people like obviously Lofty, and then there's TravelX and stuff. But the things that people actually use, Myth, and Alpha Arcade, frankly, are two pretty grassrooty, pretty awesome apps that I think that are being supported by the community. And now we need to grow that. You know what I'm saying? All right, folks. Hey, I appreciate